page builder for WordPress. It is the easiest drag and drop page builder to use for WordPress. And after using it for probably like 10 to 15 minutes, you'll definitely get the hang of it. So in this part of the video, I'm gonna walk you through how to fully customize your e-commerce store using the Elementor page builder. Y'all ready? Let's go. Now let me give you all a 10-minute crash course on how to use the Elementor page builder. Now I recommend to start on a brand new page. So up here at the top, let's go to plus new and click on page. Now for the title, we're gonna put practice. You can obviously put any title you want because we're going to probably delete this page later. So here at the top right, I'll click on publish. And now let's turn on the Elementor page builder. So here at the top, let's click on edit with Elementor and that'll turn on the page builder. Okay, here's a quick little banner from Elementor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close that. Now, before we actually work on this, there is one quick option we need to select. So notice how we have this page title and I wanna get rid of it. So over here under the page settings, I'll click on page settings. We're gonna scroll down and over here under page layout, I just wanna make sure Elementor Full Width is selected. That'll make sure nothing is on the page and only the page builder is active. Now, before we go on any further, I actually want to change this menu up here. Notice how it's a sticky menu and I kind of don't want that because it might interfere with the tutorial process. I'm going to open up the theme customizer. So to do that, let's go ahead and go to our website on a brand new tab. And over here, let's click on customize. Now we'll talk more about the theme customizer a little bit later, but I just want to take off the option for the sticky menu. Over here under the header section, I'll click on header, I'll click on headers, and I'll select global header. And here we have this icon that says sticky functionality. I just want to take this off, right? Because the menu might actually collide with the builder. So I definitely want to take that off. So once I do that, I'll then click on publish. Okay. Now let's go ahead and go back to our practice sheet right here. And let's just refresh the page. All right, cool. So now you'll see that when we scroll down, the menu doesn't really collide with the builder. So let's get started. Now here on the left side, you're gonna see layout. These are essentially rows you can add on your websites. And below that, we have basic, and these are just basic elements that you can drag and drop onto the actual websites. Scrolling down here, we have pro elements. I don't really wanna use the pro, so I'm gonna collapse this. And then here we have general elements. And again, you can just go ahead and drag and drop these elements onto the actual page. So let's first start by creating a row. So right here, I'll click on plus. And then here we have two different boxes. We have Flexbox and Grid. I recommend the Flexbox. It's a lot easier to use and most people use the Flexbox. So I'm gonna select Flexbox. And then here you can select a few different rows. Now here we have a down arrow and a right arrow. I'll explain what this means a little bit later. But for now, let's just select a 2-column row. And then you're gonna see we have these row options, but I just want to go over here and click on add elements. Now let's go ahead and just drag in some elements onto these boxes. So over here, we have a heading, we can drag and drop. Now where you see that pink line right there, if you drop the elements, the actual element will now display. Also, I do recommend to close these small pop-ups right there. They're just trying to get you to upgrade to the Pro and we don't need the Pro just yet. Now for every element that you drag onto your website, you're gonna have 3 different tabs. You have the content tab. This controls the actual content inside of the actual elements. Then you have the style tab. This adjusts things like the fonts and the typography and also the size of the text. For example, you can change the size of the text and also you can change the fonts for your text as well. And then also you have the advanced tab. This controls things like the space and you can add in really cool things like motion effects. So you'll see under the padding option, you can add in space around your elements. Or if you want to get kind of crazy and wacky over here under motion effects, you can add in animations to all of your elements, something like that, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of cool things that you can add to your elements, right? Now you can also right click on an element and duplicate it and then also, drag and drop it like that. And you can also delete elements. So I'll right click and select delete, right click and select delete. Okay, so now we're back to square one. So now let's go ahead and just drag in some elements. So here we have the heading, okay. Here I'll click on the add element again. Then I'll throw in an image, right? Throw in an image right here, okay. Now, if you want to change the image right here, you'll select choose image, and then you can select an image. Now, these images were automatically imported when you imported the starter templates. So they have a variety of demo images that we can use. I'll go ahead and just select this guy right here and click on select. And then here, I'll go ahead and click on add elements. So maybe you want to talk about this guy. Maybe this is Darrel Wilson. So below that, I'll throw in the text editor and then you can talk about Darrel Wilson. And then below that, we can look for social icons, but I don't want to look for them right here. So I'm just going to type it in. So I'll just type in social and then we can drop that in right there. And then again, we can move this to the left, you know, something like that. And then I'll click on the plus, and then maybe we can add in a button, and the button can like redirect them to like a LinkedIn or something else. So for the button right here, you're gonna see that you can click on style, and then you can change the colors and everything else. For example, if you want like a flat black right here, I'll go ahead and choose the color, and we can change it to like a flat black. And for the typography, we can change this to something like Poppins, right? Poppins bold, that is my favorite font. And there we go, right? I think that looks a lot nicer. And then for the link, what you can do here is you can just type in the name of the page. So for example, products. And what's really cool with Elementor is that it will actually pull up the link for all of the pages on your website automatically, which is really cool. So if someone clicks on this, it'll take them directly to the shop page. And then here, I'll just put like shop now, right? Pretty simple. Now over here, we can also go ahead and right click and duplicate, drag and drop, okay? And like same thing, duplicates, images, and also drag and drop. So as you can tell, it's a very fluid builder. You know, after probably spending, you know, maybe 15, 20 minutes with it, you'll definitely get the hang of this builder. Now, just like we duplicated these rows, you can also duplicate full-on columns. So for example, here we have this column setting. I'm just going to right click on this container and click on duplicate. And now you're gonna see that we have 3 rows right here. So next, let's talk about the Flexbox. Now the Flexbox is vital, and it's very important that you learn how to use it. For example, on my website right here, you'll notice that we have the Flexbox being used. We have text, 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 and then we have these 2 buttons side by side. This is a very common web design practice. So let me show you how to implement this with the Flexbox. Let's go back to over here to our websites. Now the first thing I want to do is create a 2-column row. So right here, I'll click on plus, select the Flexbox, and then I'll go ahead and click on the 2 columns. Here I will select the add elements, and then we're going to throw in some elements. So here I'll put in a text editor, and I just want a little bit, you know, just a little bit, you know, just to introduce the heading. Next, I'll throw in the heading, and then below that I will throw in a text editor. Now here's where the Flexbox becomes very useful. Now if we go ahead and we throw in a button right here, right, and then we also throw in another button, you're gonna notice that it stacks on top of each other, and there's no way to really organize these buttons, because on my website, you're gonna see that these evenly align side by side in a really clean format. That's where the Flexbox becomes very useful. So I'm gonna go ahead and right click on this, delete, right click and delete. And instead of adding a button, we're now going to throw in a container. So right here, I'm gonna drag and drop the container just like that. And then we're going to throw in some buttons. So right here, I'll drop the button, and then I'll go ahead and duplicate this. Now I want to style these buttons just so that they are distinct from one another. So under the background color, I'll go ahead and make this one black, and I'll make this one red, just so that we can see what we're working with. Okay, just like that. So next, let's talk about how to rearrange these elements. So here I'm going to click on the container, and now we're going to justify and use the Flexbox here. So here we have that direction. Remember earlier under this section right here, we had that direction very similar to this. This is called the Flexbox. So essentially what we're doing here is, here we have different directions. Now, if I select horizontal, these elements will now be horizontal from one another. So here I'll select horizontal, and there you go. Now you're gonna see that all the elements are horizontal from one another. You can also do reversed, and you can also, you know, reverse the reverse the buttons here as well, and you can sort of use the Flexbox to manipulate all the elements inside of the Flexbox. Now also here we have justify content. So this is where you can control it more. So for example, we can put it in the center, the ends, space between, space around, space evenly, or if you just want to add in more space like that manually, you can also go ahead and go that route. So there's a lot of various ways on how to manipulate these elements, and this is the best web design practice to make sure that your elements are optimized for all devices. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. Now really quick, I'm going to make this text a little bigger, just like our other just like our other website. So under the typography, I'm going to make this a little bit larger. Okay. And for the weights, I'll make this bold. Now notice here how, we have 2 columns, but this one's taking up way too much space. So what we can do here is under this container for the width, we can increase the actual width. So we can actually make this one bigger than the other. And that's also very common because if you have a small image, you don't really need it to take up all the website, right? So that's one way on how you can, leverage the width between each column. Now also notice here how this column, it's just kind of like, it's not long enough, right? It's kind of short. We can actually make this longer. So over here, I'll click on the container, and here we have minimum height. Now, if you do want a full width page like this, like my websites, you're gonna change this option to 100 VH. It even says right here, to achieve full height container, use 100 VH. However, I recommend to do that from this specific option because that's going to do it for the entire section, right? So for the minimum height, I'm gonna change this to 100, and then for pixel, we're gonna change it to VH. And essentially what that does here, hold on, there we go, like that, there we go, okay. Yeah, sometimes it gets weird. Anyways, so yeah, now you'll see that we have this full width landing page. So now I want to manipulate these elements inside of this container. We can also use the Flexbox options to manipulate these elements. So for example, I'll click on this section now, and then for the justify content, we can now go ahead and rearrange these specific elements inside of this, right? So this makes a lot more sense. You can also hit reverse, and then you're gonna see it reverses it. Or if you wanna get crazy, you can put horizontal, but as you can see, there's not enough space in this box to make all of them horizontal, so it comes out really weird. So make sure that you select vertical. And then here we have center, which looks really clean, right? It has a really nice, a really nice style, really straight to the point. I do like that look. And then on the right side, we can just throw in an image. So over here, add elements, take image, and then go ahead and choose an image. And then this can be like a, I don't know, beautiful woman or something, right? There we go. So as you can tell, it's very simple to use Elementor, and the Flexbox really comes in handy. And just in case you want to further customize your website, here under the 6 dots, I think just maybe like a small background color would make the sites like perfect, right? So over here, we can just add in like a subtle tint of gray, and then there you go. You just now have a beautiful landing page that we've created in a matter of seconds. So that is pretty much a quick overview on how to use the Elementor page builder. So here at the top right, I'll click on publish. And now we can close out of this. Now there's 2 ways to do this. You can either go ahead and go over here to view page, and this takes you back to the actual page or the website, where if I click on home, you can just go ahead and navigate the website as before. Or if you go over here to the Elementor logo and click on exit to WordPress, this will then take you into the back end of WordPress. So if you want to create a page or adjust your menu, it just brings you right back here to the dashboard of WordPress. And now that we have a good understanding of how to use the Elementor page builder, now let's go ahead and adjust the home page. So over here, let's click on edit with Elementor. Okay, so now that we have a good understanding of how to use this builder, now we can sort of design and customize our homepage. Now, real quick, when the author created this template, they use a transparent header. So right here, you'll see that it's a bit transparent. And the problem with this is that it forces Elementor to go up here, but we can't really access that. The first thing that we're gonna have to do in order to continue this building process is to disable the transparent header. So what I want you to do is go over to your website on a brand new tab, and over here, you'll click on customize. Now I really don't like jumping back and forth between the theme customizer because I want to create a dedicated section for this, but we first need to disable this. So under the header section, if I click on header and click on global header, I want to disable the transparent functionality. So I'm going to disable this, and you're going to see the image now goes down. It's not going up into the menu no more. So it's creating more space for us. So here I'll click on publish. And we'll go back to our building process right here. And all I'm gonna do is just refresh the page. So now you'll see this makes a lot more sense. We can add in more sections and design the actual homepage as needed. Now there's a few things I wanna do here. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna get rid of the padding. So up here under the 6 dots, under the advanced section, we no longer need so much padding, right? So there you go, I think that's good. Now here we have this text on the left side and we have this image on the right side. Now many of you probably want to change this image. This is a really weird looking image, right? So I'm going to right click on the background and click on edit container. Here I'll go to the style option and I just want to change this image. Now on my other demo website, the one that I was practicing on earlier, I use this image right here. I will put this in the video description so you guys can also follow along. So this image right here is available in a folder, And once you download it, all you got to do is just take it and just drag and drop it, and it'll automatically be uploaded to WordPress. So I'll select the image and then click on select. Okay. Now I know right now you're like, wait a minute, this looks really weird. And that's just because we have a custom position on. The first thing I want to do is I want to take the custom position off. So I'm just going to put this in the, I'll just select default for now. And now you're going to see that we have the image. Now over here, we have some other options. So for display size, I want to take this and I want to put it as cover. What cover does is it actually forces the image to cover the entire landing page. So you'll have a really nice looking, like, full screen landing page. And then now we need to adjust the position. So over here, I think center right is good. Too much. Center left. Too much. And then we have center, which is just perfect. Now, obviously this text, we shouldn't be using black text on a black background, right? So I'm going to click on the text over here and just change this to whites. Text color, whites. Over here, same thing. Text color, whites. And here we have something new. We have an icon box. So same thing, style. And for the icon, here we go. Make that whites. Oh, sorry, I meant over here, the content, we'll change that to whites. Now here's a cool trick. I'm gonna right click on this element right here and click on copy. Now these elements are all the same. So I'm gonna right click, paste the style, and then also right click and paste the style. So the copy and paste works with the same elements. So you can copy the style from one element and give it to another. Now for this button over here, remember earlier how we used the Flexbox? I'm just going to drag in a container, put this right here, duplicate it, and then use the Flexbox to make this, to make it look a little bit more, give it more design, because that one button's not enough. This here can be something like products, and this one could be something like contact us. And of course, I showed you earlier how to do this. So all you got to do is type in the name of the page, so contacts. And then for products, we can just type in products, and this will take them to the actual shop page. Really cool. And of course, you can always, adjust the typography and everything else as needed. I'm a big fan of pop-ins. So over here, pop-ins bold. I like pop-ins. So for the rest of my website, I do want to use pop-ins. I just, I like that font, looks pretty clean. And if I close this, you'll now see that we have a really cool looking landing page that we made in just a few seconds. Let's talk about